Right, I think we're live. Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and welcome to the iniBuilds Airbus A350. Oh yes, right, another long haul. Live. Yeah, hey we're there, definitely live. Go away. Yeah, so welcome to A350 by iniBuilds. Came out yesterday. Spent a bit yesterday trying to get its to work and a few crashes here and there. So I'm now on Flight Sim updates 1 beta. And for now, it seems to be running pretty smooth. So take on a flight today here in Toronto-Pearson International, flying it over to London Heathrow. Flight time about 6 hours, gate to gate about 6.5, give or take. So jump cockpit, set everything up. Bear in mind, I'm still learning A350 processes, but given that it's an Airbus, it's all pretty standardised anyway, so it should be quite exciting nonetheless. First things first, all power comes on. Batteries can come on, and IR switches to nav. Yes, the Airbus A350, massive screens, massive displays, all very touchscreen, all very modern. I did fly the A350 back in X-Plane, the old Flight Factor. That's a good little aircraft. Again, I need to get back to X-Plane at some point. It's been a bit too long since last used that. But yeah, no, welcome to 2024. I've hopefully got most of the little issues I've had here and there sorted out by now. If you guys know, my luck in Flight 24 has not been the greatest, so hoping that we can get things going a bit more smoothly now. So, we'll start with the initialization. Actually, we're going to request a company flight request. So I have created a flight plan and sim brief. I have hopefully linked everything up to the A350. I do need to check my configuration settings a bit, but it should all be set up, all configured. Everything aligned, everything should look pretty good. Has received the company flight plan, that is good to see. While it does that, what we're going to do is jump over to the EFB and look at loading the ground services. So I have set up the GSX remote thing it's got set up. Going to request refueling, and going to request boarding. It's going to be Swiss Sport. No, Menzies British Airways. Pretty sure it's Menzies British Airways. Yeah, so far so good, DJC. Thank you also for the tips, you guys in the chat. Always appreciated. Do you watch Fetch? I don't think I do, I must admit. Let me just also double check that everything looks good from a streaming perspective. That's on the own stream. It's always good to see. Here we go. Yeah, no, that looks pretty smooth. Like I say, if there's any issues, lags, problems, bufferings, anything, do let me know. This is a new, clean, fresh setup, so hoping that with a few reinstalls here and there, Flight Sim and everything else should run a bit smoother. Support requested, refueling. We did request it, but I don't know if it's going to get... Okay, second time they did give it to us. That's fine. Look at the outside, so you've got cargo vehicles moving into position, jet bridge into position. Aircraft has full GSX integration, always good to see. And yeah, no, it looks absolutely superb. The modelling does look really good. So like I say, it came out yesterday, Flight Factor 350. It's been in development for a little while now, one that's been very heavily anticipated by the flight community. Of course, it's not a long-haul flight, a long-haul aircraft. It's another Airbus, to go with the plethora of Airbuses we've seen in this platform so far, but should be exciting nonetheless. So far, the only thing I've heard from the community in terms of, I guess, negatives is that the audio is a bit 50-50, but we shall be the judge of that once we get ourselves airborne. So the A350 is not out in the marketplace just yet. It takes a little bit longer to get out on Microsoft's marketplace, but it's out on the ini marketplace. I can't remember. iniSim, iniBuilds, iniScene, iniMarketplace. Lots of ini in Flight Sim. Of course, ini also used to be quite a big X-Plane developer back in the day, before they came under the umbrella of Microsoft. One time on the fuel pumps just yet while the aircraft is waiting refueling. Oxygen supply can come on. We're going to armed emergency lights. Click spots on this aircraft. No bell signs automatic. Smoking, again automatic. Seatbelt signs to leave off until the aircraft has been fueled. Strobe lights are into the automatic position. Beacon lights stay off. Nav lights position 2 will do. And leave everything as is. Right, jump down to the FMS again. Let's get our flight plan configured. So, received company flight plan, we're going to insert it. So we are Speedbird Flight 99 from Toronto to Heathrow, alternative piece of Cardiff. Patches to board in, so we will get PACX to start with their own thing in the background. So it's CYYZ to EGLL. Speedbird 99. Cruising altitude will initially be, annoyingly I can't get my PACX to connect to the online servers. Have shot a message over to try and okay, so I have got the issue with my PACX version, but again, TFDi support is always great. They'll always give it a reinstall, which I shall do at the end of the stream. This is iniBuilds Captain Jet Start. So the flight factor is on X-Plane. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is the flight factor, the iniBuilds version. Right, just climb the flights level 370, so up to 39,000 after 2 dep. Flight time we've got on the clock at so 6 hours. I'm going blind here. 6 hours and 23, 6 hours 25. Departure time expected in approximately, so it'll be at 20 to 7 UK time, so we're looking at 33 minutes. Aircraft type is an Airbus A350 1000. Passenger count today is going to be 296. Not a massively full flight today. With Wi-Fi and entertainment systems on board, that is good. Confirm PACX 296, 296. We have got British board music. Of course, it's going to be Flower Duets. Safety briefing, of course, use the classic Flower Duet version. We do get snacks, we do get meals. Custard cards are not required on the flights. They are, I believe, done, well, flying to Canada, you do them at the airports on board to the UK, and nothing, flight does not continue. So I'll start the flights, get passengers boarded, back to the FMS, make sure everything is as we expect. We will align the IRS. 1 minute, now we'll update once it all comes to life. Right, so Toronto to Heathrow, alternative at Cardiff. That's our flight plan, no alternative routes needed just yet. Cruising altitude 370 until 2 dep. Economy mode climb, crossing next to 27, trip winds heading of 063. Can request a wind request, and I'll update the winds on the flight plan as well. So if I go to the wind section, this will then update with the winds expected different stages of flights. So climbing winds, grounds 2878 at 11 knots, up to level 340256 at 52 knots. Cruise winds and destination winds will be filled. Cruise winds we can probably leave blank unless we go through waypoint by waypoints. Right, so if I go back to the inits, that's all fine. Company takeoff request, we will do that shortly. It's a flight plan, make sure our waypoints are as we'd expect. So we are going to make use of, we're making use of tracks, we are making use of the North Atlantic tracks. So the 52 North 50, that's the tram, that's all correct as well. So 52, 50 north, that's correct. 5340, that's all good. That should leave us out to Resno, Netkibo from Badox, to Malud, and then number 1 hotel. That, yeah, looks good to me. So if we now clear the information there, RS is aligned, which is good. Back to flight plan, go back to initialization. Grab our departure, so expecting runway 23 there on the Verdo 7 departure. Runway 23, Verdo 7 departure. Scroll. That's annoying. I can't actually scroll that. wonder what the tricks are to get this to go down. 3. If I type it manually, I'll type it manually. I'd quite like to have the route there though, that's annoying. So that regardless. Departure. Go to the same page. Oh, that's annoying. Come on. No, I'll leave it as is. We'll check that in a moment. If you've got to do it manually, we'll do it all manually. Right. The fuel truck ever arrive? Is it still requesting fuel? If not, then we shall request target yet. Fuel truck is on its way. Cool. Boarding completed. Fuel truck's on the way. That is fine. Head to the load sheets. Import everything from SimBrief. SimBrief weight does not match the aircraft weight units. Should be. It's fuel load, zero fuel weight. SimBrief weight unit doesn't match aircraft weight unit. And this also change everything to pounds, which would be very annoying. Stand by. Unless I can change it from, whoops. Change it from here. So if I go quickly to EFB menu, options. So any options I can change it. There we go. Kilos. Load sheet import. Okay, set the kilos. Everything looks pretty good. A little bit hazy in Toronto today. A bit of fog, but nothing too excessive. We'll leave that on the fuel option. If I go back to the ground, GSX, fuel truck is still on the way supposedly. So we shall leave it be a bit longer. In the meantime, let's grab a weather report for our departure here in Toronto. Let's go to you. And that's
Winds 230 at 6 knots, visibility 10 miles, scattered clouds at 1,000 feet, broken layer. At 4,000 feet, overcast layer. At 6,000 feet, temperature 3 degrees Celsius, dew point 2 degrees Celsius. Altimeter 29.55.
2955, it's quite a low bit of pressure that.
At 6 knots, visibility 10 miles,
So yeah,
scattered
some fairly low
clouds
clouds
at
today.
1,000 feet,
Winds
broken layer.
aren't too
At
bad.
4,000 feet, overcast layer. At
6 knots,
6,000
260.
feet, temperature 3 degrees Celsius, dew point 2 degrees Celsius. Altimeter 29.55. Winds.
Yeah, it's a little bit of wind, but nothing too excessive. Initial climb 370, set that into the altitude here. And everything else we shall leave as is. Our director is active. Everything else looks fine. So if I grab the charts now for Toronto. Oops, and this isn't how we can get the airway routing manually. Nope. Cannot be done. W plane's right beside you. Let's have a look. Oh, there you are. I presume you're the one in the old SES over there, Scandinavian. Welcome to Toronto. Oops, bit of frame rate there. There we go. I just want to go down. Let me scroll. Let me scroll. No.
As a courtesy to other passengers. Once all your items are put away, please clear the aisle and sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats as well. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please read the exit responsibilities in the safety card in the seat back in front of you.
Right, look for the waypoints, plug it in manually. That's the easiest way to do it, I think. CYZ, into charts, SIDS, Verdo 7 departure RNAV.
But we ask that once you depart from the gate, you put away any laptops or tablets. Thank you and welcome aboard.
Alright, so let's maintain 5,000. 2-3. So expect runway departure 23, climb heading 237 to 110, turn right heading 245, or as a sign, expect radar vectors to SAVR and proceed via depicted route. So, there's only one waypoint we need to do. That is SAVUR, SAVR. Clear discontinuity. Clear discontinuity. And then just follow that. So active, init. Let's get down to performance. Don't think the fuel truck's ever going to arrive, annoyingly. Can't use D6 on that many there because, of course, it's locked to the aeroplane. And nothing appears to be arriving to the aeroplane. So I'll double check the EFB one more time. If the fuel truck is still supposedly on the way, which... Okay, it's cancelled it entirely, so just load up the aircraft now. So set everything away, set fuel. That will do. Okay, so, cruising, we know will be 370 inch, that's fine. Put you on to the legs page. So right now I'm just trying to figure out how to get my speeds and altitudes up. Should be alright. Fuel and load, there we go, that's what we need is right. So zero fuel weight is 188.8. Zero fuel weight times gravity is 29.92. And our block fuel is 42 tons. There we go. Passenger number today, our PACX number was 296. Enter you. And everything else should be calculated for us quite nicely. Perfect. So now if we go back, go back to performance. You go back to flight plan. That should fill out everything quite nicely. Yes, it does. Over to the EFB again. Takeoff performance. We're going to sync. Ah, okay. Select from airports. Okay. Charlie, Yankee, Zulu. Select runway 23. There we go, compute. So, we are looking at V1 of 145, rotate 147, V2 152, flaps 1 for takeoff. Thrust gets reduced at 1,558 feet. TODA 3,390 meters. Flex temp 63, THS at 30%. It's been a while, Kendall. How are you doing? Welcome channel, welcome to the chats. Right, 145, 147, 152. 145, 147, 152. That's one. Trim set to THS 30. PACX will be on. Anti-ice, it's 3 degrees, so we'll have anti-ice on. Engine plus wing. we'll use a flex takeoff at 63. How can you use the iniBuild scenery in T? You're not quite sure what you mean by that, Nicholas, but welcome to the channel, welcome to the chat. Weights are cleared, stand by. That's already the old message, it is clear that. That's all fine. Alright, so you're at a flight plan. So routers have been set, weights have been set, takeoff's been set. In terms of cockpit setup, we are okay. We are landing with 3 tons of fuel left on board, and that will change as the flight progresses. Right, fuel pumps can come on, and APU we can start. Must switch on, give it a few moments, and start the APU. Passengers are still boarding from the PACX point of view, so we won't be leaving the gate just yet. Most of the way there, to be fair. Like I said, it's not a massively full aircraft this evening, so we should be able to get passengers on without too much of a problem. Besides that, pretty good from our perspective. See what signs can come on. We have 40 aircraft up. iniBuild, so basically, so I've still got my old flights from 2020 community folder. I've just copy and pasted scenery from one to the other. Yeah, so the iniBuild Heathrow is, sorry, the iniScene Heathrow is not yet compatible with Flights 24, so I've just copied and pasted the old one. A few stuttering issues here and there. Like I say, it's not quite there yet, but it does the job. It fills the hole. It does the basics. Alright, so the APU should be starting up. Got Scandinavian next to us. Let's have a look at where in the world they will be flying to. They don't actually appear on the web eye just yet. There's a flight plan in there.
We are ready to go when you are.
Right, that's PACX telling us that the passengers have all boarded. That's all good to see. Yeah, how to use it? Yes, Heathrow Senior M24. Like I say, it's copy and paste from your 2020 community folder. That's how I managed to do it. Right, let's greet the passengers and then prepare for our pushback and out of here. Departure selected about 15 minutes. WV planes. Good evening and welcome aboard British Airways Flight 99 from here in Toronto to London Heathrow. Flight today is about 6 hours and 5 minutes. Just in the final stage preparing the aircraft for departure and should hopefully be in the air within the next 15 to 20 minutes or so. We welcome aboard British Airways flights. Just Airbus A350 1000 series aircraft. A great team of cabin crew on board today who will help you with all your needs. But don't forget they are primarily here for your safety, so please listen to any instructions that they have. Weather in London showing clear skies, a little bit of wind coming in from the north, otherwise at the moment showing a nice and cool 6 degrees centigrade. We thank you for using British Airways. I hope you sit back, relax and enjoy your flights with us today. Right, let's give PACX a moment to catch up with this message. While it does, let's go to plan mode, just double check our flight plan. So if we go over to the flight plan page for you, and just like any other aircraft, follow the arrows down and make sure that the flight plan looks pretty correct. So no issues, no gaps. Oops. Yeah, that's all fine. Right, back to nav mode, arc mode. Zoom back in a bit. I don't think there's ground maps on this aircraft, so I know, for example, if you look at the some of the default aircraft flights in 2020 at least, and 24 as well, I like the ground maps from like the terminal drawn out. This is none of it, but I can see where the runway is. As we depart, it'll be a left-hand turn, and then heading to the south, and then it's kind of curving around as we continue our routing out. I like the little graph here, which shows your kind of expected altitude and climb and all that. That looks pretty good. See where the ground is. Be a little bit foggy there, a little bit grey. But I do really like where the A350 is going. So let's go into the cabin. Good evening and welcome aboard the British Airways Flight 99 from here. On the performance page, moving on to take information. APU bleeds can come on. Stop powers can come off. We are now independent of the ground.
Just Airbus A350 1000 series aircraft. Great team of cabin crew on board today.
Flying to Oslo, very good route that. Not too bad. He'll be basically following us most of the way for Oslo.
London showing Clear skies.
I've flown SAS a couple of times. I've never flown Area 350. I have flown the 321 and a couple of CRJs with Scandinavian. So in terms of A350s in real life, I have flown both the Malaysian Airlines 350-900 and the Finnair 350-900. The Finnair one actually only from Helsinki to Heathrow during the summer when I had a bit of extra demand, so they put on the big jets. Yeah, got to flight level 410 in the A350, which is quite exciting. Never been that high before in an aeroplane. The Finnair 350 did it with ease. Right, so at this point, I think we're pretty much ready for pushback and start. Passengers boarded, everything's secure. Let's grab the ground charts here at Toronto. So the runway is 2324 left. So pushing back, nose left, tail right, and it's pretty much just following. So yeah, go ourselves onto Alpha. So push back onto Delta, cross onto Alpha, Alpha all the way to the runway via hotel. We've also got Quebec as well if he needs to bring back a little bit further. Cool. I'll check the messages. So destination, estimate fuel on board here. So low fuel estimates for arrival. That changes as flight progresses. That's fine. Pine brakes on, seatbelt signs, no smoking, no mobiles. ADS-B traffic on and APU bleed. Is our TCAS already? Or was our transponder already on? System 1, weather. I'm not going to lie, I don't actually know how to handle transponders aircraft. It shows us off right now, but we can. Yeah, we're here to learn. We're here to figure it out. Have you got runway 33 right? I've got runway 23 for departure. Let's go to flight radar. See what the real life guys are doing. Flight radar 24. So if I quickly scoot over to Toronto. So departures are right now showing, yeah, runway 23s are departures, so that's what we shall do. Right, so we're going to request our pushback now. So we'll do that from the co-pilot side, so that's all on the ground. So disconnect GPU, remove the shocks and request push and start. Do you want to request the de-icing treatment? No, it's not quite cold enough for us to request that just yet.
London Heathrow. Our flight time will be roughly
On.
6 hours.
So stand by for engine start. That means when we push back, after we finish pushing back, we're going to then tell us to start the engines. That's not a problem. That's an extra minute to our prepare for departure. Cool.
Cabin crew, prepare cabin for departure.
Yeah, not available now. That's fine. Right.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
So, ground crews, prepare our aircrafts. We have a couple of wing walkers on this one today. Ah, there you go.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Cool. So my webcam's doing its classic freeze frame. Look, hand up. Everything's okay, just the webcam's a bit slow. Issue I've known about for a little while. Oh no, we're back to normal now. Kind of. One issue I've known for a little while, the one thing I can never figure out is how to get the webcam to run smooth. Right. Nose gear gets lifted. Should be asking us in a moment to turn left or right. So it'll be nose left, tail right. Facing. Ooh. It's going to be to the north. Nope.
Release parking brakes,
South.
please.
Have you just decided for me? Change direction. Southeast.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
That's received. We shall not start the engines. And Scandinavian also pushing back with us. Frame rate starting to show face.
Thank you for flying with us.
Only externally though, internally, cockpit, frame rate's absolutely superb. No complaints about the internal frame rate.
We're now going to explain the emergency procedures on this British Airways aircraft. The captain and the crew are here for your safety. It is important that you pay attention and follow instructions carefully. First, check your seatbelt is securely fastened. Insert the metal tag into the buckle and tighten by pulling on the loose end. To unfasten, simply lift up the metal flap on the buckle and pull apart. You'll find the seatbelt sign in the panel above your head. When it's on, you must fasten your seatbelt. We'll provide extension seatbelts for infants. We suggest you keep your seatbelt fastened and visible during our flight, even when the sign is off. Your life jacket is either beside or underneath your
Pushback
seat.
complete.
To use it,
Parking
take it
brakes
out of the
set.
container and place it over your
Unlocking
head.
gear.
Pass the tapes around your waist and tie them securely in a double bow at your side. Inflate your life jacket when you leave the aircraft. We will supply life cots for babies and life jackets for children. In the unlikely event of the aircraft having to make an emergency landing, you'll be told to take this
Okay,
protective
take
brace
this is
position.
24.6,
For
actually tells us
when
where
seated
the
facing
trim's
rearwards
supposed to
with
be for
club
departure as
well,
well.
you must adopt this position. We will now explain how to leave the aircraft in an emergency.
Right, I'm waiting for now the ground crew to tell us they can start the engines, and then we should get them started. So it's not in the MSFS store just yet, it's through that.
Tow truck
Emergency
disconnected.
lighting, including
5
floor-level
has
lighting,
been
will
removed.
help you find your way to the exits. These are clearly signed.
Left is clear, right is
That's what we
clear.
need to hit. Right, engine 2 start
There are
up.
2 exits at the rear of the aircraft
Engine
and 2
2
at the front
start.
of each cabin section.
So it's not out yet on the MSFS store, it will be out soon, currently available on the ini marketplace.
To open the doors,
engine
move
2
the
starting
handle
up.
in the direction of the red arrow. Opening the doors automatically inflates the evacuation slides. The slides can also be inflated by pulling this handle. Jump onto the slide and move away from the aircraft. If the aircraft has landed on water, these slides detach to form rafts. As you leave the aircraft, inflate your life jacket by pulling the red tag. If necessary, blow into this mouthpiece to top up the air. The life jacket is fitted with a light and a whistle. Your oxygen mask is behind the panel just above your head. If the PACX system should fail, this will be released. Stay in your seat.
So far so good.
Mask wants you to open your supply. Please note that the bag does not inflate. Place it over your mouth and nose and adjust the bag to secure it. Then breathe normally. Do make sure
Engine
your
2
own
available.
mask is correctly fitted
Engine 1
before helping
start.
anyone else. In some areas, you release the mask by pulling on this coloured streamer. If you're in a Club World sleeper seat, you may need to reach through the dividing screen to retrieve your mask. All electronic devices, including mobile phones, must be switched off, and all headsets must be removed whenever the engines are running on the ground during takeoff, approach and landing. Please ensure your mobile phone and any devices that can send or receive
I
calls
see a little bit
or
of wobble
text
there on the engine.
messages remain
Having
off
some
for the flight.
some little
Any
effects on
items
that.
with a flight safe mode should have this feature
Let's So let's have a look at the engine vibrations
Some electronic devices can be used once we're
system.
airborne.
Is that detecting the
Please check
vibrations?
Take care your hand baggage isn't blocking the
No,
other
actually, it's not.
exits.
Vibrations 0.
Must be put under the seat in front of you or in an overhead locker. But
It's
place
definitely more
items
than
in
0
the locker
vibrations.
carefully,
That's
as they may fall and injure someone. As we
right.
prepare for
So,
takeoff, please
you look
make
at the
sure
gauges. I
that
think
your
they're
tray
in
table is put away. Your
It's
seat
not
is
0, but
upright
otherwise,
and
engine
your
startup
armrest
looking
is
good.
down. Please
Engine
stay
startup
with
sounds
your
don't
radio
sound
screen
too
or
bad.
store if you have them.
Engine one's now available.
Finally, take a look at the safety card in the seat
Engine
pocket.
AP can
If you
come
have any
off.
questions, please ask your crew. We hope you have a relaxed and
Do
enjoyable
right, flaps down to 1. Turn up the flight controls. There's a transponder option. There you go. That's what I need to find.
Cabin is secure.
There's one
Ready
do
for departure.
the flight controls check. There we go. Right. Elevator's set. Aileron's set. Rudder's set. Spoilers set. All controls are free and working. So here's fine. Go back to the engine page. So leave. Whoops. Selects that. So leave you on flight plan. Leave you on our departure performance. It's going to be performance for takeoff. That's all fine. That's all fine. That's all fine. Right. Activate the taxi lights. Parking brakes released. Flaps are set to 1. Increase throttle. Let's make way to the runway. Yeah, so external frame rate not quite as smooth as the internal. I'll definitely have a look at that when we were at Heathrow. Hope they're airborne. Once there's less ground signals load in, things should be a bit smoother from our end. Right. So I cut across onto Delta. Delta's left onto Delta's right onto Alpha. Sorry, Alpha onto Hotel, and then holding short to runway 23. Taxiing does feel nice and smooth, which is always good, especially on the wide body. I know the A350 had some issues in the past where the ground taxiing was a little bit off. Changed my sensitivity on that, so the A350 now is pretty fine. Did a flight of a mate of mine about 2 weeks ago. Did a flight from Heathrow to Boston, actually, Boston Logan. It's a good little flight, that. Got Scandinavian in front of us, so they're going through their immigration momentarily. Is that a takeoff config button? The answer is there is. I don't see. Oh yeah, there is one. There we go. So signs on, cabin secure, spoilers armed, flaps takeoff, auto brakes to reject takeoff. It's going to be find that, and then take a config test. Right, so it's just the landing brakes I've got to find. A little switch somewhere. If anyone knows where they are fairly quickly. Again, when it comes to Airbuses, I do know me. The A320s are more than the A350s, same more than the wide bodies. Oh, okay, auto brake, it's just that button. Right, takeoff config test. Takeoff config complete. ha 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 ha. No, 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 no. Don't enter the runway, sorry. Okay, I've butchered that slightly. No one saw anything. I want to go down there. Bravo, so oh, I should go down Alpha now on Bravo. Yeah, just ignore this bit. Not paying attention where I'm going. So yeah, sorry, what I want to do is I'm runway 23 over here, so I want to taxi up Bravo, Bravo right onto Hotel, and then potentially onto Quebec for the longer run there. Just ignore me slightly wonky path there. You'd love to give me a departure out of New York. Happy to find Sir. Scottish, how are you doing? Watching all this chat. So I know British Airways flight 777 to JFK. I don't know if they flew the A350. So New York was one of my options, but in the end, Canada's one of the ones I know about. It's cabin turned off. You get about 15 FPS with it switched off. Cabin is switched on. We can try to switch it off later on, but for now we are okay. Scandinavian Airlines is taken off on this runway. 23 is the active, so I can do what I want. Yes, Topaz, an A350 tutorial about 4 years ago, if they've released one. Possibly. The thing with tutorials is that they are very long to get recorded. I want to get tutorials done. That's on my list of things to do. Just need to find out the time when. Do the charts work for me? They do. Don't have to reinstall the A350 with the sim update. I'm actually in Navgraph this one yet, but the charts do kind of work, yes. I have noticed a few small issues though with the system, certainly when it comes to like scroll wheels and kind of moving displays around, it can be a bit finicky at times. But just about systems wise getting there. Yeah, I've not linked to the Navgraph with it just yet. I believe the update, first update one at least has kind of fixed it, but not going to play my chance just yet. Welcome Part, how are you doing? Welcome channel, welcome to the chat, welcome to the Airbus A350. So right now it catches taxiing down Bravo at Toronto. Just what the Scandinavian now on its right hand turn. Welcome, Jigalilson, how you doing? Well, you know, welcome to chat, as I did. If I just leave that window open a bit longer, and then eventually we'll hide the message. Okay. Update comes out tomorrow. Okay, right, so yeah. In that case, I won't be linking Navgraph just yet with the A350. Although, if all goes to plan, I should be booked for the Sunday IVAO A350 event. So I'll definitely be doing some flying on Sunday. Take a big test, come on. There we go, normal. Just press it a few times. So momentarily, right on to hotel. Anti-ice and wing systems turned on. So it's given that right now it's 3 degrees, dew point 2, so potentially some icing conditions ahead of us. So we'll have this system switched on just in case. hand turn here. That's 5,000, which our initial climb is. And we will use Quebec, just to give us a little bit extra run up onto the runway, which is fine. Right. Toronto traffic, this is Speedbird 99, lining up runway 23 and taking off. Right, so now it's a new comment, we are lining up the runway. Cabin crew, seats for departure please, seats for departure.
Cabin crew, seats for departure please, seats for departure.
Line up hold position on the runway quickly. Quickly head down to this FMS serve. Right, TRA normal is fine. Active. That's right. Let's do this. Consoles 40. I shall check Unicom shortly. Made the response sound. It should be okay. Engines 1-2 stable. Manflex 63. SRS runway. Auto thrust blue, thrust is set. Knots.
V1.
Rotates. Rates of climb. Gear up. To climb power. Just follow the targets, follow the crosshairs to climb for departure. Will admit, engines sound a little bit flat for my liking. They're not bad sounds, they're just a bit flat, if you know what I mean. The buzzsaw's not quite prominent. But interior sounds, at least from the cockpit perspective, don't sound too bad at all. Up. Definitely feel the flyby in action here. It's a very nimble aircraft, this A350. Savert, pretty much expected just to do an open climb up to 370. Right, switch over to autopilot. Let the airplane take command. 5,000 feet. Ground spoilers. Visibility not quite on our side at the moment, but I'm sure once we're above the cloud layers. So it's broken clouds up to about 14,000. So once we're out of that, hope to get some visibility of the world below. For now, continue the left hand turn. Welcome, Smack, how you doing? Welcome back to channel. It's been a while, mates. Hope you're keeping well. Yeah, this looks pretty smooth on the YouTube side of things. Cool. So increase G now to 37. Let's climb out. Draws a line of diagram there. So far, so good. See our expected climb there, so start off a steep up 20,000 feet, start shelling out a little bit, and then it's going to be cruising altitude in about 120 miles. Still showing us a warning for the estimated fuel for landing, speed limit was in, yeah, go away from approach page, flight plan now. Speed limit was exceeded slightly there, that was before the auto crew kicked in. Still shows 3.6 for landing, but that will be adjusted again as the flight progresses. Other than that, for now, continue our climb out and see how the aircraft copes for the rest of this trip. But no, so far so good. Aircraft's running pretty smooth. A few little frame rate things here and there. That's going to be down to my system more than the aircraft itself. Could turn on the cabin a little bit, see if that kind of changes anything, but for now, continue our climb out and see how everything goes. We'll leave the anti-icing on a little bit longer until the aircraft tells us to switch them off. But no, this is a pretty good experience so far. 10,000 feet, landing lights can come off. Lights on, just don't really use them as stay time. Boop, boop, click spots. Not my best, but again, in a bit. I like scroll wheel. No, okay, that has got scroll wheel. Some things do, some things don't. Yes, they all have it now. I don't know, you're on, didn't do anything. Oh well, continue to climb out. So far, so good. It's an A350. So far, not looking too bad. Yeah, so as I said, the A350 is one of the aircraft I had been waiting for a little while. In terms of long haulers now in flight sim, so we have got the A350. We've got the A380, that's by Drawyah. You've got the A330, that's Aerosoft. But I don't think that's MS24 capacity. It's like the PMD 777. It's not yet on 24, which I'm waiting for. And so, yeah, so in terms of Boeing, so we've got 747 defaults, we've got 787 defaults, we've got the 777 by PMDG. So we've got a fair selection of long haulers now. We've got our Boeing's needs, so at least we've got the default 73 Max, again still in PMDG 737. FPS right now getting about 30 text over it, but I have limited my frame rate to about 30. 3am arrival, I'll be up to about 4 anyway. Yeah, limited to about 30 at the moment tech, but externally, no, that's about 30 now, so when we're at Toronto that was down to about 15, we are now up to quicker to away from the city, so that's what I'm hoping for. 777 does work into 24. Okay, I will double check that in a moment. So yeah, hopefully the patch tomorrow makes this a bit smoother, the A350. I know a few people had a few crashing issues. I think one person had an issue where they tried to change the flight plan mid-flight, the sim would crash, so I'm not going to change the flight plan until we get to close to our top of descent. So yeah, a few things just to keep an eye out for, but for initial release, it's not bad, it's not bad. So systems-wise, it's mostly there. A few other things like come on, I look at the engine vibrations. Again, small lot number doesn't really affect sim too much, but engines definitely are vibrating. Okay, so visually nothing really going on in the engines, but that reading there is the same as when it was starting up. The engines were shaking around quite a bit on the startup. One of my sensitivity on the TCAC slide stick is not in the centre position. My aircraft starts banking left after takeoff. Look at setting up dead zones, camera mini. So if you get too much dust in the sensor, it can start to mess up the the centering of the sensors. So yeah, potentially if there's a bit of dust in there, then you've possibly got a little bit of damage. If not, try reconfigure it in the Microsoft configurations settings, and then you have to try and see if you can get it sensitive from there. Settings are a mix of high and ultra tech, mix of high and ultra. Oh yeah, it's 777 unofficially, but it works. Yeah, I'm not going to touch anything unofficial apart from the iniScene Heathrow, which needed. So if unofficially the 737 works in MSFS as well, 24, but I'm not going to touch it just yet until it officially has a port into flight sim. Yeah, Toronto-Pearson Heathrow, so welcome, amazing line. How you doing? Welcome to Anonymous Chat. It's been a little while, dude. Hope you're keeping well. Passing through 17,000, flight level 170. We can turn off the seatbelt signs now. We are at high enough altitude and things looking pretty smooth. Seatbelt signs off. Passengers are now free to roam around the cabin. 18,000 or so. We'll switch over to standard altimeter.
Now get up and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you seatbelt fasten.
And it's not telling us yet to cancel the anti-icing, so we shall leave the systems on a little bit longer. Is our fuel updated at all? Which is now 3.4 tonnes. Yeah, fingers crossed that will update as the flight progresses. I haven't flown in months, so it could be dust. Yeah, possibly could do it. Should arrive quickly as a massive tailwind. So at the moment we're looking at about 6 hours and 5 minutes of actual flying time. I do expect that to be a bit quicker today. Hopefully the fuel as well should well, save the fuel a little bit, give us a bit of a boost. Yeah, the Caribbean A350 airport bundle sale running if you're interested. Okay. Not bad little send that. There's a few Caribbean routes I'd like to do. There's a few Caribbean places let's go and roll out, to be fair. Let's have a looky. So $23, not bad. Yes, you were Cayenne and Point Petre. Not bad. I'm sure I own one of your sceneries. I have to figure out which one it is. I'm sure I got one of your sceneries. Double check my list. I'll pin that. I'll look at that a bit later on, but that's not a bad little price tag. Captain Drawyah, it's Captain DC. Hello Drawyah, I'm new here, new to the A350. How performance do you have on Windows 11? So, first of all, thank you for subscribing, much appreciated. Performance-wise, cockpit, absolutely superb. No complaints, no issues, this is smooth as can be. Cabin, again, not terrible. On the ground, externally, I had a few low frame rates, but once we're airborne, the external model seems to be on a little smooth. So there's definitely some heavy scenery going on. Again, we are running flyTampa's Toronto on the ground. to be fair, I've always had that where external models and sceneries don't always quite go hand in hand in my system. Probably my RTX 3080 again. 12 gigs of VRAM was never, sorry, 10 gigs of VRAM was never enough for that 3080. Should have been 12 at minimum, should have been higher. Looking at maybe getting one of the 50 series cards with a second-hand 40 for a good price. Need to use your macro sim, can at some points. Gods, yeah, I mean, so I recently reinstalled my macro sim sceneries for Flight 24. Need to, well, American continents, I've done a fair few flights in North America, South America, and certainly the Central America I haven't touched on in a little while, so at some point we will do. A nice Caribbean flight, to be fair, that would be quite nice in the 350. Especially here in the middle of winter. No, potentially 2 new sceneries for us to check out later on. That little bundle there. But no, I'm running Windows 10, Captain DC, not 11. Windows 10 still. I have tried Windows 11 on my computers at work. Updates to 11. I like my standard Windows layout. I don't like the new center bar and all that nonsense. Amazing line, did Delta flights from Atlanta to Vancouver on the A350. They're the only US airline that has the A350 on. Yes, so Delta's a 350. American are going for the 777X. Yeah, United don't have. Yeah, I think Delta are the only 350 carrying the US at the moment. Welcome, Ali MSH. How you doing? My channel. Welcome to the chats. Welcome with the Airbus A350. So now passing through level 2, or passing through 260. In terms of our step climb later on, that. So 2 deck, level 390. So it's just before we enter the track. Can I draw a fix? Or fix is possible. Is there a button that says fix? I don't actually know yet. Sound. You still here? We still live? Alright, I think we're still live. If you haven't guessed yet, flight's been crashed. So remember I was talking about manipulating the FMS can cause a sim crash? Appears to be true. Right, so it was fairly early into the flight, so I might give it one more go. Cry out loud. I have removed 2020, yes, Ali, although I have been for a long time contemplating going back, because 2024 has not been the most stable of platforms. And some of the add-ons ain't super smooth just yet either. So like I say, so I know one guy reported that if you at least change your flight plan once in the air, it can cause him to crash. That was just clicking on the waypoints and looking at the menu. It's a big risk, getting half over the Atlantic, and then it happens again. Like I said, we'll give it one more go, see what happens, basically. Come on. So yeah, I'll just spawn it on the runway. In terms of Volanta positioning, so I can restart it. Yeah, so we can get particularly far. Right, give me 5 minutes. My mother's calling me. 5 minutes. Sim will probably take that time to load anyway. BRB. Right, we're back. See if we can get this thing going. So A350. Double configuration on the runway again. So with the cabin, British Airways. We'll refuel it and reload it on the ground. Back. Right, save. Runway 23. That's Toronto. Right, start our flights. So, right, what are we doing? In it. Oh, don't think I can't copy the flight plan. Is there an easier way I can do this? Your plane won't turn. My plane turned alright. My state's not like what? Just let me. I'll spawn at that gate then. End of flight. Yes. Whoops. Any odd gate will do. Your question, native passengers on MS-24, are they available in vessels like iniBuilds or FlyTampa? What do you mean by native passengers? I know we've got the GSX passengers, which are not so much native as a sim. I don't know about native passengers. You talk about in the main menu, kind of using the slider menus. I believe they are. Well, it still interacts with the ini and the fiber wire. PMDG, no. PMDG's loading setup is all done externally outside the sim. You got this on that sim, okay. Good luck. Right, nav. Quickly set this aircraft up again. In it, company flight plan request. What I'm probably going to do is set up the Heathrow approach as well, so that way there's absolutely no reason for me to touch the FMS at any point during this flight. Insert, It's good. I hope that comes available soon, given that I need it to load the payloads and stuff. All these numbers need to go from the FMS. Stick it on this side. Performance. You're going to want to go to flight plan. I need to add the waypoint Saveur. Departure. Runway 23. SIDS. Cannot scroll down. Inserts. 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 Saveur. Come on. Delete. Delete. It costs $60. Sorry, no, it costs £60. Let's grab the ini websites. So it's £71, €86, $91. Why is the FB not starting? Any ideas? Should have the FB. Ain't loading. Takes 8 minutes to boot up as per real life. I'm changing that setting later. 8 minutes, that's turn on. Problem is I can't go without it because that's got all the well, I need to load up the aircraft and fuel again, and everything else in between. In it, yeah, that's all fine. Partially plugged in manually. That we got to wait, so I can plug in, I guess, from the chart. So zero fuel weight is 188.8. Yeah, that sounds about right. 188.8. Center of gravity, that was, let's leave it as is expected. Block fuel is not 24 tons, block fuel was 42. Next number was 297. That was 155. 157. No. 145147. And that was 152. This was 1. This was 30. Flex, that was 67, I believe. Right, while I wait for that to load up, the EFBs load up, I'm going to go over to our flight plan, plug in our Heathrow arrival. So expecting runway 27 left on the Negron Hotel arrival. Oh, don't tell me I can't go down to... Oh, come on! No, not you. The arrows. I can click. Okay, there are arrows. Okay, I can do it that way. Via... leave it, just leave it none for now. This is going to know that later. Cool, right, insert. Free discontinuities. Done. Right, insert, flight plan, that's all completed from start to finish. So everything's set. Alright, load sheets, sim brief, set and set. Back to menu, can I now just load it up so it goes straight into ready for takeoff? Without losing everything, preferably. Yeah, that's fine. Performance, that's fine. Flight plan, that's fine. Cool. We're going to slow over to the runway. So we're offline at the moment. We're not going to connect to a network until we're airborne again. Just for the sake of, don't want to get myself into a position I want to be. Alright, that's fine. Clear everything from down here. Everything's set. Engine starting up. That's down to 1. We go to the serve menu. Responder on, all on. As soon as that's all good to go, we'll just take off again, and then again through YouTube magic we can then just hopefully cut out the whole crash desktop. Right, Smanflex 67, SRS runway, thrust blue, thrust is set. Cool. 80 knots. Frame rate's not as kind as this time around, I must admit.
V1.
V1. rotate. Positive rates, gear up, stick it straight on the autopilot, and let the aircraft now basically refly to where we got until... Ooh, that's a landing gear sound effect. And basically let the aircraft refly to where we got to before, and then just, I guess, reload as like nothing, continue on like nothing ever happens. It's the YouTube magic when you've got access to the editors. Just basically crop the whole sim crash bits. Annoying, but it is what it apparently has to be. It is what it is. Thought I was used to climb. That's up. On web eye, there's no one around us, that way we're not going to end up interfering with anybody else's flights.